as the Trump campaign looks backwards and they see the states where they performed the best, for example, Nevada, how can Republicans turn Nevada into a red state? What are the lessons we learn from turning Nevada, Donald Trump winning it, which is, I believe, the first time Donald Trump has ever won Nevada?
First time.
And the first time a Republican since 2004.
Yep.
I think Bush won it, right? Am I correct, Matt?
I think he might have won it in 16, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. I've got a lot of numbers floating in my head. And like you, Charlie, I've not had a whole lot of sleep. So let's assume that he didn't.
Yeah, I just looked at it. He did not win Nevada in 2016. So that's okay.
Right,
but I believe it was the first time since 2004. Let me just fact check that. Yeah, Bush won Nevada in 2004. So first time in 20 years. Don't worry, I'm on no sleep too. What can we learn from the Nevada victory and extrapolate that to turn Nevada into a red state?
Well, the first thing was, of course, Trump performed much better with the Hispanic community than in the past. And that was showing up in our crosstabs. That was critical. And I think part of that was that the Democrats blatantly tried to go the other way when it came to just, in general, their religious beliefs and their family core values. And I think that was a big part of this shift. The other part had to do with the working person. You know, when Trump said, and I thought it was brilliant, we're not going to tax tips. Yeah, everyone. Of course, she did the Me Too thing. What? 3 weeks later, said, "Oh, Me Too. I won't tax them either." But that was done. That was copyrighted in essence when he said it in the minds of the voters. And I think that the combination is that we need to appeal to their core values, stop all this wackiness that's going on that they just see as crazy, but we also have to appeal to the working values of people in states like Nevada. And he did it. You know, that union there has tremendous strength. And in fact, when they vote, the union sort of tracks the guys and gals who work at the casinos because, you know, that's a lot of the vote. They'll strong arm them. So I've been told, in my opinion, I put it that way, that they weren't effective because these people had decided that they knew that Trump was going to look after them and she wasn't. So I think appealing to working people and appealing to their values without making it overly, it's not about one religion or another. It's more about the values of the family and the values of hard work.
I love that. And so Donald Trump sweeps all 7 battleground states and in just historic and amazing fashion. We saw gains with younger voters, with black voters, as you mentioned, Hispanic voters, young families. Almost every single county across the country, despite a couple, have gone far to the right. And now we are looking at Arizona. Arizona, which of course we're headquartered, is the best performing of all the swing states. And it's only growing. Donald Trump is on pace to win Arizona by almost 7 to 8 points, where we are headquartered and put a lot of work into it. The margins are remarkable here, and the Democrats, you have to wonder if they really saw it coming. I want to talk about, just really quick, Matt, about a couple minutes remaining, the polling industry. How did the polling industry get it so wrong? It seems as if they're more ideological than analytical.
Well, there's another secret, Charlie, and I mentioned this on Laura's show last night. Firms like Insider Advantage, my firm, Trafalgar, we have a way of interviewing people where it's more anonymous. You don't have someone on the other end of the phone who is imposing their dialect or where they're from or their attitude that causes you not to want to tell someone how you're thinking. And so the way we do it, and they have a different way at Trafalgar, but it works as well, we gather this information and we're able to get the shy Trump voter, which is definitely an issue now, to respond to us. Now, let me just say this. All pollsters is a hard job. And I said last night on Laura's show, I play golf, not great, but 45-foot putt being made by a professional, the odds are about 4% he's going to make it. And we got to stay within that 4% margin of error or we get beaten up. So imagine getting up every day and having to make 45-foot putts and be within 4 inches. So it's a hard deal. But I think one of the things is these, quote, gold standard pollsters are using old methods, and all they get are primarily Democrats. They have to really weight up the Republicans, and the Republicans they get are not necessarily the ones who are voting, and they certainly won't tell them how they're going to vote. So they've got an inherent problem. It's in their weighting, but it's more in the way they collect their data in the first place.
It's just the polling industry is remarkably well funded. And I mean, in the sense where people give it a lot of money and a lot of trust, and it's just it's really something else. In closing, Matt, final reflections here on this historic presidential cycle.
Well, my reflection is that this was one of the best run campaigns on the part of the Trump side that I've ever seen. I've been doing this since 1980. I know I sound like an old man now, working with Newt Gingrich and Mac Mattingly, my former boss in the U.S. Senate, when we got elected in 80 in that historic landslide for Reagan against Carter. I think it was much like that Reagan election. You're seeing senators brought into the table who weren't going to win. He had a coattail effect for once that was substantial. I just think, Charlie, it all came together. I mean, with groups like yours, and that was so critical, getting these young people to vote. And we see it in the exit polls. What a fantastic job you guys did. It just all came together. Sometimes in politics, it all comes together, and sometimes nothing comes together. So relish the moment, man. This is a great win.